What's going on, y'all? So today we're going to be doing a little hunting on some early 1900s home sites. There were 4 or 5 strung out through here in this field, and I've never really hunted them a whole lot just because of the amount of trash that's in these fields. I know there's stuff here. Several years ago I came through here and I actually dug a blockade button and several bag seals, you know, just off the back side of where the homes were. But I thought we'd come back today with the XP ORX and see what we can find. We're going to kind of go through it kind of slow. We're going to hunt it coin fast and hopefully pop out some good stuff. So let's get to it.
Oh my God.
Scrub on it too much. That's cool.
Wow, look at that.
Can you guys see all the bugs flying around my head? I mean, my Lord, I figured once it got cold one time, the gnats would disappear. Not the case. They are absolutely horrible in here. So I just dug a signal with the ORX. Wasn't going to film it because it was kind of chitter-chattery a little bit, and I assumed it was going to be trash. But I got it out. It's not trash. It is definitely brass. And it's got some writing on it, so I'm gonna assume that this is another one of those I'm trying to bend it down a little bit, can't bend it. I'll flip you around. I think it's gonna be another one of those you know, like compact backs or pocket watch back. I mean, you can see some writing right here, but I can't tell what that says. I assume that's a manufacturer. We'll get it home, we'll get it bent out and see if we can get a name off of it. But let's get back to hunting and see what else we can find. Okay guys, so I just want to throw this out there. There's been a couple of questions regarding the headphone pairing with the ORX. There's actually been more than one person to send me a message, and I just kind of want to go over how to pair the headphones with the ORX, because pairing these headphones with this machine is different than pairing the headphones with your Deus. Now I will say this, there was an issue to where the unit itself was not pairing with the headphones on the ORX. No matter how hard you tried, it just would not pair. It would say it was pairing on the screen, but they wouldn't link. I think XP was aware of that. They put out an update for the ORX, but in order to get that update, you have to go to their website and send them an email and tell them that your headphones and your remote are not pairing no matter what you do, and they'll send you the program that you can plug into your computer and update your head unit here to fix that problem. Now, if you don't have that problem and you're just unsure how to get the headset linked to your remote, I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. It's very simple, but like I said, it is different from the Deus. So let's go over that now. All right, so on your head unit here, you know, as you know, on your Deus, you turn your headphones on, then you turn your remote on, and they would pair with each other and link. The ORX is a bit different. So you're going to push and hold down the power button on the far left hand side until the screen comes on. You're going to select X because you don't want to hear the speaker through the remote, you want to hear it through your headphones. So you're going to select X. All right, you're going to go into your first menu here, which would be the far left button. Just press it again. Go down until you see headset. All right, you're going to select the power button again. Select. It's going to say switch on by holding down the WSA for 3 seconds. Now, that can be a little misleading. Most people are saying that they're pushing and holding down the well, let me take them off here and show you. Most people say they're pushing and holding down the power button on their headphones until it does this little jingle tune, this little doo-doo-doo-doo, and then they let it go. That's not long enough. You have to push down the button and hold the button. After you hear the little jingle bell tone, you'll hear a series of 3 beeps. It'll go doo 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 doo, and then it'll say doot doot doot. Once you hear that doot doot doot, those 3 series of beeps, you'll see up here on the screen that it's pairing with your headphones. So let's do that. I'll hold it close so maybe you guys can hear what I'm talking about. Here we go. You ready? Shh. Listen. All right, did you hear the beep? And now it says pairing serial number via headphones with the remote. So after you hear that beep beep beep, then you let go of the power button and your headset is now paired to your remote. It's very simple to do, but like I say, it can be a little misleading judging by what the screen says. And like I say, it is a little different than the Deus. So there's a couple other questions that I got, but we're going to go over those in the field if we get some signals and kind of answer those questions there. So with that being said, let's get to hunting and see what we can find. All right, so got a pretty loud 82, 83. It's on top of the ground. There it is. I kicked it out. Harmonica reed. It's going to be post-Civil War, so 1870s, 80s, 90s, somewhere in there. It's pretty cool. Throw it in a pouch, get back at it. Okay, got a screaming 85 on the XP ORX. Pretty much flipped the dirt out, and it's laying right there. Not sure what it is, but it is brass, and I see a lot of decoration on it. So let's pick it up and see what we got here. Looks like some sort of furniture decoration, maybe. It's again, it's bent, but as you guys can see, there's a lot of decoration in that thing, and it's very ornate, heavy brass. We'll definitely hold on to that. But up first, I got to get back to the truck and get some daggone bug spray, because the gnats are horrendous out here. Can you see them guys? Like they're flying. I'm surprised you can't hear them on the camera, because that's what they sound like in my ear. Let's go back to the truck, get some bug spray, get back at it, and see what else we can find. Okay, so another question that I got with the ORX was the fact of I cannot get my coil to ground balance. So most people think that if you pump the coil up and down and it doesn't give you a ground measure number, then something is wrong with either your coil or your remote. So we're going to pump it up and down here a little bit and see if it gives us a readout. It does. It gave me an 81. Now just as soon as I pump this up and down and it gives me a ground measure, I hit the pinpoint button once. So I'm going to pump it. I'm going to wait for the ground measure number to pop up, and just as soon as it does, I'll hit the pinpoint button to lock that ground balance number in there. Now, if you're pumping your coil up and down and you don't see a ground measure number, but your ground level bar over here is, 4, 5, 6, 7 high, that just simply means that there's not enough mineralization in the ground to basically allow the machine to ground balance. So you're good between, I'd say, 84 and 88, which is basically the factory ground balance in the machine. So if your ground balance, we're trying to ground balance, and you don't get a ground measure number, that does not mean that there's something wrong with your coil or your remote. It just simply means that you don't have enough mineralization to allow the machine to ground balance. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine to hunt with it just like it is, and it'll perform just as good. So let's get back to hunting and see what else we can find. All right, guys, so got a pretty loud 86, 87, and it seems to be a pretty decent size signal here. I don't think it's going to be a can, however it could be. So I thought we'd recover it together and see what it is. It's still in the hole. Now if I don't get it on this scoop right here, it could very well be a piece of can slaw. Okay, I got it out. But she could still be a piece of can slaw, and it's super loud. 85, 86. But I'm kind of hopeful that it's a piece of brass or a nice coin. So let's recover it and see what we got. Ooh, I see it right there. You guys see it? What is it? I don't know what it is either. Let's pick it up and check it out. Oh man, that is cool right there. Check that dude out. So I think that this could be maybe a clock gear, you know, like this went on the face of the clock, and that was the little pointer that pointed to the time. That's pretty cool. Solid brass. I'd say that's, you know, late 1800s, early 1900s. We'll definitely throw that in the pocket and get back at it. All right, so I want to kind of go over a couple of things on the ORX that I wish that they would incorporate into this machine. On the pole here, that they would extend this out another inch. For us tall guys that are over 6 foot, that extra inch would be nice. You know what they say, size always matters. I know, I'm crazy. All right, and the last thing that I wish that they would incorporate into the ORX is I wish that they would put the option for an XY screen. The XY screen is absolutely crucial on the XP series. The XY screen basically allows you to differentiate between you know, a piece of junk like an iron, a piece of iron spike or whatnot, and a nice, you know, early brass shoe buckle laying right beside it. If that XY line is perfectly straight and on a certain angle, you can pretty much guarantee every time that it's a good signal. So I really wish they would incorporate the XY screen into the ORX, and maybe they will in the future, but right now it's just not available. So I'm trying to learn this machine the best I can. Let's get back to hunting and see what else we can find. All right guys, so a little excited about this signal. So this is hitting between an 88 and a 92. However, it has a little bit of a tail on it, so I'm a little concerned that it could be iron, but it sounds good enough to investigate. So let's dig it and see what it is. All right, it's out. It's 93. I'm kind of hoping for silver, but not really looking for it. All right, it's in this hand. Oh no, it's just a rivet. Oh well, I thought that could have just as easily have been silver. Screaming signal. We'll throw that in the pouch and get back at it. All right, so I just dug this, and I have already looked at it, I will say, but it is definitely a first for me. This is actually a cut Indian head penny. So I don't know the year of that, of course. It's but I can see the head wreath off of the Indian, and I don't know if they were trying to make a half a cent. Pretty sure that wouldn't have been legal tender, but that's definitely a first for me. Never seen a Indian head penny cut in half before. That's pretty cool, man. That's number 2 for the Indian head pennies. So we'll stick that in the pouch and get back at it. And probably the last question that I've got that I'll answer is, people ask me all the time, what programs do you hunt in and why? Well, that is kind of a tricky question. So when I'm in an open field, like you can see here, that's very sandy, or when I'm hunting a home site and I know that there's actually home sites there, I hunt in coin fast. Now I hunt in coin fast strictly just for home sites, from you know, from 1700s right on up to 1900s. Coin fast is kind of the equivalent of dais fast on the dais. It has a faster, in my opinion, has a faster reactivity time between target, coil, and remote. So you can swing this machine as fast as you want to, and as soon as you hit that signal, bam, it lets you know, it'll shoot a signal straight from the coil right up to the head units, right up to your headphones. So coin fast is what I hunt on. Now I don't really tweak the settings a whole lot. If there's a lot of iron in here, I might turn the iron volume on, but normally I keep the iron volume off. Reactivity, I run between 3 and 2.5. Normally I keep it on about 2.5 to 3. Normally it's on 2.5. Discrimination, I bump that up a little bit between about 7 and 7.5. Sensitivity, depending on where I'm at and how the soil is, I'll run this for anywhere from 90 to wide open. and it seems to be very quiet. It doesn't have the background chatter that its big brother the Deus has. Frequency I don't really mess with. I leave it on 14.4, and that's pretty much it, and I run it just like that, and I've done very well with CoinFast. When I'm in a large field that I know has deep relics in it, that doesn't have so much trash and whatnot, I'll hunt in coin deep. Now I will say this, just because this machine says coin in front of it does not mean that it's a coin machine specifically. Just ignore the first word and just look at the second word. So just imagine program 3 as being fast and program 4 as being deep. So fast and deep instead of coin fast and coin deep. I really kind of wish they'd let you rename that, but you know, it's okay. Coin deep is a great program if you really want to punch down in there and hear those really faint, super deep targets. That's the way to go, but we won't get into that today because you know, we're not really in a field where I'm able to use that. So let's get back to hunting and see what else we can find. All right, just dug out another 83, 84 here. Could be trash. Actually, I see it right there. I was gonna say it could be trash, but could be brass. No idea what that is. Thought we'd look at it together, see if it's something good or not. Yeah, that's actually not a bad find there. So this, does anybody know what this is? Well, it's what I've been told this is. So I've been told that this is a, you know, like a main comb or lice comb, or basically, you know, a post Civil War, you know, post 1860s Curie comb. So this is what they would have used. It would have been longer, had a bunch of teeth on it, but I had a handle on it, and this is what they would have used to have raked the horse's mane, his tail, his back, and I suppose that if they were super poor, they could have used it to comb their own hair. But nonetheless, it's brass, it's cool, and we're gonna throw it in the pouch and see what else we can find. Just got a loud screaming N93, and for good reason. Check out that big hunk of brass. So that's an old spigot. Appears to be solid brass. That's an old one. Now, you know, I'd say that's probably right around turn of the century. You know, it's been a while since they've made one that looked quite like that. But don't throw away your brass and don't throw it back in the hole. Let me tell you what you can do with your brass. If you keep your brass, your pipes, your copper pipes, your brass fittings, your rains guides, some of the things that you don't want to keep and put on display, throw this stuff in a bucket in the back of your truck. Once it fills up, take it to a scrap yard. That'll buy your money for your batteries for your detectors, or your pin pointer, because I guess some detectors don't take batteries, but it'll buy your batteries for your detector or your pin pointers, and it'll also help pay for your gas on your digging trips. So don't throw away your brass, keep it in a bucket. It adds up, trust me. With this, I think we're gonna swing back to the truck, and if I find something else really cool, we'll get it on video, but if not, we'll see you at the tailgate for the wrap up. We'll be back in a minute. All right, y'all, so that's gonna about do it for me today. Hope I answered your questions, some of your questions anyway, with the ORX. I tried to do it a little bit while we were in the field, just to try to kind of give you an idea how it works while you're actually in the field. It's different than doing it in your living room and doing it in the field. But we're gonna go over what we found. Didn't do too bad as far as brass goes. There's definitely you know, a pretty early house site here, right around turn of the century. So, you know, who knows, let it rain on it one good time and pack some of that sand down, and you know, we'll be back. So let's go over what we found, and or what I can find that we found, and we're gonna book it on out of here. Let's take a look. So this is all I can find. I know I've got a cut Indian head and another Indian head penny in my bag somewhere. It's got a piece of glass, a little furniture tack, aluminum button. There's one of the Indian heads. Got a couple clock pieces here. This is clock parts. All of these are clock parts, or you know, pocket watch parts. Got the comb, the Curie comb, lice comb, whatever you want to call it. Piece of a harmonica reed. 3 shotgun shell caps. This interesting doodad, I thought that it could have been like a civilian spur, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just a big old hunk of brass off of what Your guess is as good as mine. Got the really cool clock pendulum there. I thought that was pretty interesting. We'll stick that over here with the clock parts. Got the rivet, got the compact back, got the super decorative furniture decor piece here. I'll try to get that straightened out at home and see if we can get a little better detail off of it, and I'll post a pic of that at the end. And then the big old whomping you know, spigot, brass spigot there. Been really cool if I could have found the valve to that too, to see what that looked like. But that's, man, that's a good, you know, pound of brass right there. Like I said, don't throw away your brass, keep it in a bucket, and it'll add up, and you can scrap it in at the scrap yard and get money for gas or batteries or whatnot. So you guys can see my decals on my back glass there. If you don't see your decal, it's because you haven't sent me one. If you'll send me one, I'll throw it on the back glass of my truck, and I'll advertise for you guys. So as always, I appreciate y'all for coming along. If you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe, ring the little bell, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a good one now.